Здравствуйте. Hello and welcome to the Russian language classroom. Before moving on, let us have a quick recap of some of the topics that we have learnt in the previous lesson. As I have already discussed the accusative of direction in the previous lesson. So, while discussing accusative of direction, I have told you the interrogative word kuda. So, when the question contains the interrogative word kuda, how do we answer? We use a noun in the accusative case along with the prepositions va or na. Kuda vi idiote? Where are you going? And this idiote comes from the verb iti. Iti is to go or to come by walking. And what was the another verb that we have done? Yekhat. Yekhat is also to go and to come, but on a vehicle. So, and how do you answer this question? Kuda vi idiote? You can use a noun in the accusative case along with the prepositions va or na. Ya idu na pochtu. I am going to the post office. Why we are using na here? Because while discussing the prepositional case, I have told you that certain nouns take only na, only the preposition na. So, pochta is one of them. So, here we are using ya idu na pochtu. Pochta is the nominative case form, which means post office. And what happens with a ending feminine nouns in the accusative? A is replaced with u. Ya idu na pochtu. I am going to the post office. You can answer this question with using another noun stalovaya. What is stalovaya? Stalovaya is mess where we have food. Ya idu stalovuyu. So, here I am using stalovaya with the preposition va. So, I am going to the mess. And stalovaya, aya ending noun changes to uyu, au and ya you. Ya idu stalovuyu. I am going to the mess. Apart from the nouns, you can also use adverbs of direction when you answer the interrogative word kuda. For example, ya idu damoi. Damoi is the adverb of direction from dom. So, I am going to my house or I am going home. So, these are the nouns and adverbs of direction with which we answer the interrogative word kuda. So, let us move on to our first topic. We will start this lesson with the singular adjectives in the accusative case. So, how the adjectives in singular are denoted in the accusative case. As you can see, I have written accusative animate and accusative inanimate. So, there are two categories of adjectives or nouns. Nouns we have already discussed that inanimate nouns, and within the inanimate nouns, if the noun is masculine or neuter, they do not change their forms. But if the noun is animate, they do change their forms in the accusative case. The same way, adjectives also, when they denote an inanimate noun, they do not change their form, whereas if they are used with animate nouns, they will change their forms. Adjectives, when they are used with animate nouns, they answer to the question kakova. When they are used with inanimate nouns, they answer to the question kakoi. So, let us have a look at some of the adjectives and the change of their forms in the accusative case. For example, I have written the nominative case forms of some of the adjectives and their accusative animate forms as well as their accusative inanimate forms. As you can see, in the nominative case, the adjectives answers the question kakoi. I am talking about the masculine adjectives, masculine forms of the adjectives. And if the noun is animate, and if the adjective is used with animate nouns, they answer to the question kakova. So, this kakoi changes to kakova. But again, if the noun is inanimate and an adjective is used with the noun, they answer to the question kakoi. So, this kakoi and nominative kakoi are the same. So, we are only talking about the masculine form of adjectives, and that too in singular. So, krasivi, krasivi is beautiful. So, how krasivi changes in the accusative case, that is we are going to learn. Krasivi when used with an animate noun becomes krasivava. So, we are replacing I ikratke with o ge o, krasivava, if the noun is animate, and if krasivi is used with an inanimate noun, then it will remain krasivi. So, there are two forms, krasivava and krasivi. The next adjective we have is balshoi. Balshoi is big. So, what happens when balshoi is used in the accusative case with an animate noun? It becomes balshova. Again we are replacing the ending o ikratke with o ge o, balshoi, balshova if balshoi is used with animate noun, and if it is used with an inanimate noun, it remains balshoi. So, balshoi in accusative case has two forms, if it is used with animate noun and if it is used with inanimate noun. Balshova with animate nouns and balshoi with inanimate noun. Similarly, Ruski, which means Russian, has Ruskava if it is used with animate nouns, and Ruski if it is used with inanimate nouns. Kharoshi, kharoshi is good. So, kharoshi if it is used with animate nouns becomes kharosheva, kharosheva. So, here we are replacing e and e kratke with ye ge o, kharosheva, and if it is used with inanimate noun, it will be kharoshi. So, it will remain kharoshi as in the nominative case. The next adjective we have taken is sini. So, it is a soft ending adjective with na, e and e kratke. So, what happens when sini is used in the accusative case with an animate noun? It becomes sineva. So, we are again replacing e and e kratke with yeva, ye ge o, and if it is used with inanimate nouns, then it remains sini. Sini is blue. So, we have two forms of each adjective. One is when it is used with animate nouns, and the other one is when it is used with inanimate nouns. Let us look at some examples. The first question is Какого ребенка вы видите? Какого ребенка вы видите? Ребенок, as you know, a child or baby. Which baby are you seeing? So, here ребенок is an animate noun. So, obviously, the interrogative word какой will be какого. And how will you answer this question? We will use the animate adjective in the accusative case. So, if you want to use krasivi, how will you use? We will change krasivi to krasivava. Ya vishu krasivava ribionka. So, the answer would be Ya vishu, I am seeing krasivava ribionka. So, here we are using krasivava because the adjective has been used with an animate noun. The next example, Какой костюм вы любите? Какой костюм вы любите? Which costume or dress do you like? Какой костюм вы любите? And how will you answer this question? As you can see, here the interrogative word какой has been used. Why? Because the noun is inanimate. See here. का कोई costume will you बिचे? How will you answer this question? Again you will use the accusative case form of the adjective with inanimate nouns. So, it will remain the same as in nominative. And if you want to use sini, which means blue, how will you use sini? Sini. या lubliu sini costume. या lubliu sini costume. I like blue costume or dress. So, this is how we use adjectives, masculine adjectives in the accusative case. So, let us move on to the feminine adjectives in singular in the accusative case. We have discussed the use of masculine adjectives in singular in the accusative case. Now, we will discuss how do we use the feminine adjectives in singular in the accusative case. Let us first discuss what questions do these adjectives answer, I mean feminine adjectives in singular answer. I have written here the nominative form of the adjectives and then accusative animate form of the adjectives and then accusative inanimate forms of the adjectives. As you can see, the interrogative word in the accusative animate as well as in the accusative inanimate, they are same, kakuyu and kakuyu. That is why I have written the animate and inanimate forms of the adjectives are same. So, that is why I have written only one form here, and these forms will be applicable to the adjectives in the animate nouns as well. Okay, the first adjective I have taken is krasivaya in the nominative case. So, how do we change krasivaya in the accusative case? So, what happens when krasivaya is used in the accusative case with an animate noun or inanimate noun? This aya changes into uyu. Krasivaya becomes krasivuyu. Krasivaya, krasivuyu. As you can see, we are following the same thing, the same changes that we have done with the nouns. This a changes to u and ya, you, a u and ya, you. So, krasivaya becomes krasivuyu. Balshaya, balshuyu. Ruskaya, ruskuyu. Now comes the soft ending adjective sinaya. So, what happens when the adjective is soft ending? This yaya changes to uyu, sinuyu. So, we are instead of using uyu, we are using uu. So, let us repeat them once again. Krasivaya, krasivuyu. Balshaya, balshuyu. Ruskaya, ruskuyu. Sinaya, sinuyu. And in the inanimate nouns, if adjectives are used with inanimate nouns, the forms will be the same. Let us take some examples. So, I have written one example here of the feminine adjectives used in accusative case. Kakuju piesniu vyslušajte. Kakuju piesniu vyslušajte. Piesnia is a song. So, which song are you listening to? Which song are you listening to? So, how will you answer this question? You will use an adjective in the accusative case. Ja slušaju novuju piesniu. Ja slušaju novuju piesniu. So, aya has changed to uju. Ja slušaju novuju piesniu. You can also use ja slušaju ruskuju piesniu. Ja slušaju krasivuju piesniu and so on. So, this is about the feminine adjectives when they are used with nouns in the accusative case. So, what happens when we use a neuter gender form of an adjective in the accusative case? As we have already discussed that nouns in the neuter gender, they do not change their forms in the accusative case. The same happens with the adjectives also. So, adjectives in the neuter gender, they also do not change their forms in the accusative case. For example, kakoye palto vipaku pali. Kakoye palto vipaku pali. Palto is an overcoat. So, which overcoat did you buy? Which overcoat did you buy? And how will you answer this question? I have already told you that neuter gender form of the adjectives, they do not change their form in the accusative case. Ya pakupal sine palto. Ya pakupal sine palto. So, here sine remains the same as in the nominative case. Ya pakupal sine palto, krasivaye palto, novaye palto, and so on. So, this is all about the adjectives singular in the accusative case. Now, let us learn two verbs which are jdat and brat. Both these verbs require direct objects and they have similar conjugation, which is called ye-to conjugations. So, both these verbs follow ye conjugation. So, let us look at the conjugations of jdat and brat. Ya jdu, ya jdu, ya biru, ya jdu, ya biru. Ti, which is second person singular number, ti jdiosh, ti biriosh, ti jdiosh, ti biriosh. Onana, third person singular number, ona jdiot, biriot, jdiot, biriot. Mi, first person plural number, mi jdiom, mi biriom, mi jdiom, mi biriom. Vi, second person plural number, jdiote, vi biriote. Ani, third person plural number, jdut, ani birut. Jdat means to wait for someone or to wait for something, and brat is to take something or someone along. So, this is the conjugation of both these verbs. What about the past tense? So, how do we form the past tense form of these two verbs? We follow the same rule. Jdat, just remove the ends of sign and add la, la, lo and li. Jdal, jdala, jdala and jdali. So, this is the past tense forms from the verb jdat. What about brat? How do we form past tense form of the verb brat? Ya, bral, this is the masculine form, brala, feminine form, brala, neuter form, and brali, this is the plural form. So, these are the forms in the past tense from the verb brat. Let us look at some examples with the verbs jdat and brat. Kavo vi jdali na stanovke. A stanovka is a bus stop. Who did you wait for at the bus stop? So, how will you answer this question? Since the question contains the interrogative word kavo, we will use an animate noun in the accusative case. So, here I have used novava druga. Ya jdal na stanovke novava druga. So, I waited for my new friend at the bus stop. So, novi has become novava, as we have seen how do we change the adjectives in the accusative case, masculine adjective, and drug has become druga. Masculine nouns with hard consonant ending, they take a at the end in the accusative case. Ya jdal na stanovke novava druga. The next sentence with the verb brat. Что вы брали? what did you take? So, here the question contains the interrogative word shto, which means you are supposed to use an inanimate noun in the answer. So, I have written diengi. So, in the answer diengi is money. So, it is an inanimate noun. So, while answering this question shto, we use inanimate nouns. Ya bral diengi, I took money. So, this was how do we use the verbs jdat, which is to wait for, and brach, which is to take. The next topic we have is the possessive pronouns in the accusative case. So, how possessive pronouns are used in the accusative case. So, I have written here the nominative case forms of the possessive pronouns and inanimate forms of the possessive pronouns and animate forms of the possessive pronouns. So, what happens when possessive pronouns is used with inanimate nouns and with animate nouns, and what questions do they answer? So, if the possessive pronoun is used with inanimate nouns, they answer the question chei, masculine. So, we are talking about the masculine forms of the possessive pronouns, and if the masculine possessive pronoun is used with animate nouns, they answer to the questions chivo, chivo. So, this is the difference between the animate and inanimate forms. So, how do we change the forms in the inanimate and animate accusative? So, when they are used with animate nouns and when they are used with inanimate nouns. So, let us look at them individually. Masculine forms of the possessive pronouns are moi, tvoi, nash and vash. If these possessive pronouns are used with inanimate nouns in the accusative case, they remain the same. So, moi will be moi, tvoi will be tvoi, nash will be nash and vash will be vash. But if they are used with animate nouns in the accusative case, then what happens? Moi becomes maivo, moi changes into maivo, tvoi, tvaivo, nash, nasheva, vash, vasheva. So, here we are adding yeva with moi, yeva in tvoi, yeva in nash and yeva in vash. So, you have to learn this ending with the possessive pronouns used with animate nouns. So, let us take the feminine forms of the possessive pronouns. So, what are the feminine forms of the possessive pronouns in nominative case? So, in the nominative case, moi becomes maya in feminine gender, tvoi, tvaya, nash, nasha, vash, vasha. So, what happens when maya, tvaya, nasha and vasha are used with inanimate nouns in the accusative case or animate nouns in the accusative case? Moi becomes mayu, tvoi becomes tvayu, nasha becomes nashu and vasha becomes vashu. So, the changes that we do is ya is replaced with you. Here also if you see ya, you, ya, you, a, u, a, u. These are the same changes as we have done with the nouns in the accusative case, feminine nouns. And what question do these possessive pronoun answer? The question is chiu, chiu. The interrogative word chiu is written here. So, what happens when these possessive pronouns are used with animate nouns in the accusative case? Their forms remains the same as inanimate possessive pronouns. So, maya will be mayu, tvaya, tvayu, nasha, nashu and vasha, vashu. So, the changes are the same in the inanimate as well as in the animate. So, even if a possessive pronoun is used with animate or inanimate, their form will remain the same. So, this is how we change the forms of the possessive pronouns in the accusative case. The next topic we have is future tense of Russian verbs. So, how do we denote future tense in Russian language? I have written here compound future tense. So, this is one way of denoting the future tense in Russian. There is one simple future tense also, but about simple future tense we will discuss later on. So, why do we call it compound future tense? Because here future tense is denoted with the help of the verb быть. So, first we have to use the conjugated form of the future tense of the verb быть, and then we will use infinitive form of the verb to denote the future tense. So, let us first go through the conjugation of быть. So, how do we conjugate the verb быть? Быть is to be. Я with first person singular number я буду, буду. Мы first person plural number будем, я буду, мы будем. With second person singular number ты будешь, second person plural number вы будете. With third person singular number on, ana, ano будет, and with third person plural number ani будут. So, I will repeat them once again. Я буду, мы будем, ты будешь, вы будете, он, она будет, and ani будут. So, now how do we denote the future tense in Russian? I have written a couple of sentences here, we will go through them one by one. Я буду читать новый и интересный роман. Я буду читать новый и интересный роман. Читать, you know, is to read, новый is new, интересный is interesting, роман is novel. So, here I have used буду and then infinitive form of the verb читать. Я буду читать. It means I will read. I will read a new and interesting novel. So, here буду denotes will, which is the future tense. Я буду читать means I will read. I will read a new and interesting novel. Similarly, летом он будет отдыхать на море. Летом он будет отдыхать на море. Отдыхать is to take rest or go on vacation. Летом, летом is during the summer. So, in summer he will take rest на море, at sea. So, he will go and he will visit the sea during summer or in summer season. So, here again on будет отдыхать denotes he will take rest. So, this is how we denote the compound future tense in Russian. This быть can also denote future tense independently without any infinitive form of the verbs. See the examples here. Сегодня будет интересный доклад. Доклад is lecture or report. Интересный, I have already told you, is interesting. Сегодня будет. Сегодня is today. So, today there will be an interesting lecture, or there will be an interesting lecture today. So, here I am not using any infinitive form of the verbs, but будет here also denotes the future tense. The same way, сегодня будет хорошая погода. pagoda is weather, kharosh hai you know good or nice weather. So, there will be nice weather today or it will be nice weather today. So, here again this bujit denotes the future tense independently without any infinitive form of the verbs. So, these are the ways we denote the future tense or the compound future tense in Russian. The first one is when we use the future tense of the verb быть with the infinitive forms to denote the future tense, and the second one without any infinitive form. So, in this lesson we have learnt the adjectives, the singular adjectives in the accusative case, and we have learnt the verbs ždать and brać. We also learnt the possessive pronouns in the accusative case, and we have learnt the compound future tense. So, that is all for today. So, we will meet in the next class. Till then, spasiba, do svidaniya.